So 2020 is finally, mercifully coming to an end. And to cap off all the fun and madness that we've had this year, including economic upheaval, and then economic recovery, viral pandemics, death of major celebrities, and let's not forget the murder hornets. There has been an election, and your candidate has won, or your candidate has lost. How do you deal with it and move forward, particularly when it comes to your financial health? Well, we're going to talk about that coming up, so don't touch that dial. Welcome you guys, you're watching Finance Squared. I'm your host, Derek West, and in this video, we're going to talk about the morning after the election, how to deal with it, and how to move forward and make sure your finances are in tip-top shape for your future. And you know what? It seems like today, more than ever, that kind of message is needed. Particularly if your guy lost. We all know the major candidates who are running this time around. And just like last time, they both have major downsides associated with them, and they both have major support amongst their bases. Depending on when you're watching this, because full disclosure, and yeah, come a little closer. There you go. Yeah, I recorded and edited this thing before the results were final, so I don't technically know who won yet, and I have to speak in generalities. Yeah, just trying to keep it 100. Don't let anybody else know. It's a secret between you and me, okay? Yeah. But yeah, depending on when you're watching this, either Donald Trump is still the president of the United States, or Joe Biden is back in the White House, this time as the president. And since the country is closely divided, you're either really, really depressed at the outcome, or you're extremely elated and convinced that all your problems are solved, and that sunshine and rainbows and lollipops and all the good things of life will rain down on everyone for all eternity, and we will all live life happily ever after, skipping along the merry lane of joy and gladness. But I want to talk to those people who are probably really depressed right now, particularly that their guy lost. You're probably thinking that it's the end of the world or the country, and that now you won't be able to do whatever it is you were planning to do, and that you might as well just give up and go hide in a bunker somewhere. Because obviously, World War III is inevitable. Well, come to think about it, World War III might actually be inevitable. And you might be right. The country might be over. And the way of life that we've all enjoyed, lo these many centuries, might be finally at an end. The thing to keep in mind, if that is true, is that the good times were never going to last forever anyway. We could have kept kicking the can down the road, but eventually we would have gotten to the end. And at the end, the next thing happens. It's our job as entrepreneurs and as people who want to take the next step in our finances to be in control of what we can control and to move forward using the best practices that we know now. Remember, no matter what political system you're in, no matter where you live, politicians make the rules. We follow them to the best of our ability, and we try and work within the system to both make it better for the people involved and to try to make the most out of our lives with the time that we have on this earth. But more than likely, the truth is you need to get a grip. Just like last time when it was the most important election of our lifetimes, or the time before that when it was the most important election of our lifetimes, or the time before that when it was the most important election of our lifetime. The country is not at an end, and the world is not at an end. It's just another set of politicians who are switching chairs, and they're gonna fight like hell against each other to move their agendas forward. Sort of like has been happening in politics across the globe for the last several hundred years. Now, that agenda may work in your favor or it may not. That agenda that they push forward, if they are successful pushing it forward, may actually make the economy worse, or it may not. The agenda that they push forward, assuming it succeeds in becoming law, may actually make it harder to be an entrepreneur. It may make it so that being an entrepreneur is illegal, or it may not. The point is, there are always pathways forward to follow and pursue your dreams to the best of your ability. And the truth is, the United States of America will still likely be the best place to pursue your dreams in the entire world. Better than any place in Latin America or the Africas. Better than in most of the places in Europe, including the Nordic countries, who admittedly do have a pretty good thing going for them. This would include most of Asia, including and probably especially China. Now, that said, China does have pretty unprecedented economic growth. But at the same time, they have political repression that makes most authoritarian regimes seem tame in comparison. So just keep in mind that no matter who won on the first Tuesday in November 2020, that for the time being, the United States is still the best place on earth to be if you're an entrepreneur or somebody who cares about their finances. And that takes us to the other possibility. Your guy won. Obviously, heralds of angels announce the results on live TV, and your life will become infinitely better, and the problems of all people on the planet will be instantly assuaged. Well, it could be true that whoever won the election might actually hold the secrets of world peace. That individual may actually hold the answers to solving world hunger. That same person may indeed be capable of eliminating poverty the world over, or at least in the United States. So, you can tell I'm being a little bit sarcastic here, and you also need to get a grip. People have been trying to resolve all of those problems since time immemorial. And although our political systems have evolved to let we the people decide on who our leaders should be, those problems likely will still be with us going into the future, no matter who wins. I think people need to understand some physical realities of life. It's probably impossible to eliminate poverty. Poverty is a state of being. It's literally a word in the dictionary describing how certain people are. They lack money. People who are rich have money. People who are in poverty lack having money. Poverty is the state of not having a lot of money. Being cold is the state of not having a lot of heat. You can't necessarily eliminate people being cold in the same way you can't necessarily eliminate people being in a state of poverty. In fact, many people don't even agree on what the definition of poverty really is. Is somebody in sub-Saharan Africa impoverished just because they don't live the way you do? Or is that you imposing your standards and ethos on them? Could it be that they're happy in the circumstances that they find themselves in, and you're the one with an issue with how they're living? The same can be said for any person living in poverty here in the good old US of A. Certainly, everyone would like to have more resources at their disposal, including the richest of the richest, myself included. And then there are people who are just fine with the circumstances that they find themselves in. And you can find them in all walks of life, from the very poorest to the richest people on earth. With that in mind, you have to understand there's no such thing as utopia here on earth. It's the real world out here. Situations can and do improve, but the truth is that people who take action and focus on improving themselves and finding opportunities for themselves, those are the people who typically get ahead in life and come closest to eliminating the poverty that they've experienced. Whether that's getting your debt situation under control and learning how to use debit and credit to your advantage, that is something that you can control. And if you do, you will do well. Even if your guy won the election, or if your guy lost the election, or whether that is getting a skill to accelerate your ability to make money. In the end, you determine whether or not you have a skill that you can utilize to make money. You either take the time to learn something useful and valuable, or you do not. If you do, you can earn a lot of money. And no matter who the president is, no matter what the tax rates are, no matter if there is a Green New Deal or if it's the same old, if you have a skill, you can make money. Because people want skills to help them get the things that they want and to do the things that they want to do. They are willing to pay you money for those skills. So if you have one, you can make money. And on top of that, if you learn to save and to invest your money, and as a matter of fact, more importantly, you learn not to follow the crowd when it comes to investing your money, selling during panics and buying during run-ups, then you will improve your financial lot in life, bar none. And keep in mind, that advice applies to not just the stock market either. That applies to all types of markets. Real estate, franchises, cryptocurrencies, regular currencies, on and on and on. So, your guy won the election, or your guy lost the election. What can you do going forward to ensure you are successful in your finances and in your entrepreneurial journey? Let me give you 5 steps to success. Number 1, talked about it a little bit, get a skill. Everybody starts with no skills. Even the most accomplished NBA athletes started out with 0 basketball skills. It took them years and maybe even decades to hone the skills that it takes to be a success in the NBA. It's the same with you in whatever pursuits that you're following. If you're watching this, you're likely in the middle of your journey to acquiring the skills it will take to be a massive success. Don't get discouraged because you don't have them yet, or because you think you don't have them, or you'll never acquire them. Stay focused on growing them every day. That is an investment in yourself that will grow with interest, guaranteed, no matter who wins any election. 2, start applying that skill. Apply the skills that you're developing the second you start to learn about them. Gone are the days where people go to school for 12 years and maybe go to college and then maybe grad school, learning about a skill in the abstract. And then when they graduate and get a quote unquote good job, stop learning and start collecting a paycheck for the rest of their lives. Nope, that way lies damnation. When you start learning a skill, start to apply it in the real world and to real problems immediately and continually. As you become more and more proficient at the skills you're pursuing, ask for more and more money. That could be like a little step in and of itself. How to ask for more money when you have more skills. That may be a topic for another video. So be sure that you're liking and subscribing these videos so that YouTube dishes them out to you when they drop. But step 3, save what you get. If you did the first 2 steps, then you're likely going to be in a place where you're earning quite a bit of coin. That's not enough, frankly. It's not enough to have money today. To be wealthy, you need to have assets. To get assets, you need to save your money. That means not buying things you don't need when you don't need them. That also means not necessarily flexing your rockstar lifestyle on the gram or TikTok. I get it. We all love to flex a little bit for our friends and family. But if you're going to be wealthy, you need assets. And if you're living your life for today, then you're not living for tomorrow. But success requires sacrifice. Also true, no matter who the president is. Step 4, invest, invest, invest. Investing has always been a thing, no matter who the political leaders were or are at the time. Investing will always be a thing. In fact, investing is the way to become wealthy, no matter who won the election. It's always been up to you to make sure that you are making the wisest investments possible. And it is true, because elections have consequences, that certain things will be better to invest in than others, depending on who won. When all the dust settles, I'll do a video on what to invest in now that the election is over. So like I said, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so that you're there when that video drops. But 5, give back. This is actually something that you can do even when you're starting on step 1. In fact, in all phases, you can help others reach the levels that you have achieved. And actually, if I can be honest with you, that is the reason why I started this channel, to help to give back to the world the knowledge that I have picked up over the years and over the successes that I've had. That stated though, give back both your time and your money, as well as your talent, to help others and those around you to succeed and get to the levels that they thought they never could have achieved in their lives. There is no reward greater than helping others in their lives. Not $1 million, not $1 billion, not a Lambo, not a yacht, not 5 million YouTube subs, and not 1 million Instagram followers. Giving back to people enriches you in a way that can't be quantified, but it can be felt by you and those that you help. And the impact that you have on the lives of others cannot be underestimated. And like I said, it doesn't have to begin when you get to the level of success that you've always dreamed about. It starts today with sharing what you know. And in fact, I'd argue that the sooner you start giving back, I would argue that the sooner you start to give back, the sooner you'll hit the levels of success that you've planned for yourself all along. And that's true whether Donald Trump is the president or Joe Biden. You know what else is true no matter who won the election? This channel is driving value straight to your audio-visual receptors. So be sure to click on one of the videos on the screen to keep it going. And be sure to like and subscribe and click that notification bell. And continue to keep in mind that a goal without a plan is a wish, and a goal with a plan and no action is a wish list. Take action on your finances, on all of your goals and all your wishes, no matter who won the election. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.